You guys have been asking for it. Today we're going to do a deep dive into the new Cos De Baha retinols that are on the market. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sheri Proof. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. And if you're already a part of the Sheri Proof family, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I'm Sheri, a licensed skincare consultant, and I do help clients all around the world develop their at-home skincare routines. And here on this channel, we discuss all things beauty, but today's video is going to be a little bit of a deep dive specifically into the new retinol serums that have been released by Cos De Baha and has been on the market for several months now. Just before I started filming, I went to check to see when was my first Cos De Baha video on YouTube, and that was more than 3 years ago. And of course, I was using Cos De Baha products for even longer than that. I remember discovering them on Amazon, just doing some research, starting to buy 1 or 2 of their products and realize, wait a minute, who is this Korean skincare brand that nobody's talking about? And ever since then, I have been telling you guys about the products that they've come out with, what I think about them, who can use them, how to include them in your skincare routine. And in general, Cos De Baha is one of those Korean skincare brands that I think came out to kind of rival the concept of The Ordinary. They do have a lot of single ingredient focused products. However, if you start reading the formulations, you will realize that while they do highlight particular ingredients at specific percentages, if you look at the formulations, you will see that those ingredients are usually supported by other ingredients. And I really do enjoy that about this brand. Plus, they are very affordable and the products are effective. You all would have seen I have done videos where I included their original retinol serum several times. I can't even begin to tell you how many bottles of that I've used myself, how many times I've recommended it to clients, how many people who tell me that they have very sensitive skin, they absolutely cannot use any other retinol, and they've had such good success with that Cos De Baha retinol serum, which is still on the market. However, Cos De Baha released a kind of tiered system with their retinols combined with another ingredient, and they call it the L series. So there's level 1, there's level 2, and there is level 3. Now, all of these are retinol serums. The retinol percentage in them, however, vary, and they are going to take you from being very gentle or a beginner all the way up to those who are pro-retinol users and those who have more resilient skin. So we have something here for everyone. While the retinol percentage in each one of them varies, the thing that remains the same is that all of these serums contain 2% bakuchiol. Now, I do have a video that I will link in the cards and in the description down below where I went into bakuchiol. We looked at all the benefits of bakuchiol. We looked at the studies that there are on bakuchiol and how you can actually incorporate bakuchiol in your skincare routine. And while bakuchiol is often touted as a retinol alternative, Cos De Baha actually put it together with retinol, which is a concept that I love. And you have actually seen some very well-known popular brands, even brands like Paula's Choice, etc., that are actually doing that in their retinol serums as well. Besides the bakuchiol, all the serums also contain niacinamide, which will support retinol as well, and adenosine, which, as you guys know, is a very popular well-aging ingredient that you tend to find in Korean skincare. Now, why was I happy to see them combine bakuchiol with retinol? Because, well, first of all, if I have a client who comes to me for the first time and they tell me they absolutely cannot tolerate retinol, I will usually recommend that they start with a bakuchiol product. Let's just see what happens and how you are able to manage this in your skin. I discovered bakuchiol, it would be now more than 6 years ago, and I could tell because I'm just doing the calculations in my head, because I used that during my pregnancy as my retinol alternative to help maintain my acne prone skin. I couldn't use retinol while I was pregnant, and retinol during pregnancy is not advised, and bakuchiol worked wonderfully for me. I don't even know if the brand that I used is actually still around, and at that time barely anybody was talking about bakuchiol. I actually found it through doing a lot of research to try to figure out like what I could actually use. Since then, in the last couple of years, we have seen the rise of bakuchiol. Bakuchiol is being put in so many different formulations, one because of its retinol-like benefits, but also because it is also very soothing and helps to calm irritation. And that's the thing. So retinoids and retinol is notorious, has a kind of bad reputation. While we know all the amazing benefits, we have seen people on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, who've spoken about the extreme redness and peeling and sensitivity, etc., that they would have experienced once they started retinol. Mind you, there are ways to mitigate that. I do have a retinol 101 video that I highly recommend that you take a look at, and I have done several posts, etc. on Instagram and Facebook where I have given you ideas of how to start using retinol and what you can do to mitigate this. And in fact, I have, like, the majority of my clients are able to use retinol without going through that, because we take it slowly and then we gradually build to allow the skin to develop tolerance. By combining bakuchiol with retinol, you not only get the benefits that you want, but bakuchiol is also going to help calm any redness, calm sensitivity. It is anti-inflammatory. It is non-photosensitizing. Interesting to know, because bakuchiol as an ingredient could actually be used in the daytime as well. Now, one of the differences to understand between retinol and bakuchiol is that when retinoids are applied to the skin, they actually bind to and activate retinoid receptors in your skin. Now, bakuchiol actually doesn't bind to those specific skin receptors. However, for some reason, they actually produce very similar results according to the studies that have been done. And it has been shown to induce similar gene expression in the skin. So what that means is that it also helps to stimulate collagen production and similarly affect cell pathways. Generally, the recommended percentage to have of bakuchiol in skincare products for it to be effective is 0.5% to 2%. In all these three CosDeBaha products, they have given you 2% bakuchiol, so we're already at the upper end there. In these three serums, while the L1 would basically be what a beginner would start with, and then you gradually increase to the other levels, and I'll talk shortly about the percentage differences of retinol that are in these. The bakuchiol in this is what I think allows someone to graduate a higher percentage, although they may have been accustomed to using a lower percentage of retinol for a long time. That bakuchiol really helps to soothe the skin, mitigate any of those unwanted side effects, and allow you to be able to get more retinol into the skin. Now, CosDeBaha markets the L series, the L1, the L2, and the L3, primarily for three reasons, or to help with three different types of skin concerns. One, of course, anti-aging or well-aging, which is what I like to call it. The second thing is hyperpigmentation, and we've spoken so many times about how important it is to have retinol in a hyperpigmentation routine to increase your skin cell turnover. But the other thing is also to help with acne flare-ups. And again, people who are acne prone, by now you should know that retinol is one of those ingredients that you do want to have in your skincare routine. Now, one of the things that actually made me fall in love with this product and made me use more than I actually expected to use, because you guys would have known that now I actually also include retinaldehyde, which is even stronger than retinol, in my skincare routine. When these came out, I literally put that aside. I wanted to try these. I did try the L1 when it initially came out, and then of course I wanted to try as well the L2 and the L3, but the texture of this and the overall experience was super important to me and really got me to using this a lot longer than I actually expected to use. So all of them has this type of texture. It is a creamy type of serum. This is not your typical, obviously, clear, watery type of serum. This feels so silky smooth on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy or tacky or anything like that. It just feels amazing, and it goes into the skin really nicely. I will, however, recommend that if you are going to combine this with other serums, maybe you are treating acne or maybe you are treating hyperpigmentation and you do have some other supporting serums that are probably a little bit more watery or they are those clearer textures, apply that first, then apply the serum, and then finish off with your moisturizer. In general, you want to go from thinnest to thickest when it comes to the application of your products. The other thing is that CosDeBaha products are fragrance-free and alcohol-free, which is something I think a lot of people who are sensitized by those ingredients will appreciate. Now, this actually does have a scent, but it's not because of fragrance. It's the ingredients, and it's just so comforting. Like, I enjoy the sensorial experience, not just of touch, but that light smell. I don't know. I really can't describe it. It's something that's earthy and fresh at the same time, but it's nothing overpowering. Again, it's not added fragrance, it's from the ingredients. That smoothness that you feel is actually from the dimethicone that they have in this formula. But besides the niacinamide and the adenosine, this also has a lot of hydrators. It has glycerin and sodium hyaluronate, and on top of the bakuchiol, there are other soothers in here like panthenol and allantoin. I also love the design of the packaging of this new type of packaging that they have. and the pump dispenser, which is way more appropriate for this type of product. When they initially released it, they actually had it in like the regular bottle with the dropper, and that made it very, very difficult to get the product out. So I'm so glad that they quickly changed over to a new type of packaging, and they're actually using this type of packaging for some of the creamier serums that they have been releasing over the last couple months. Let's talk about the retinol percentage differences in each of these levels. So level 1 actually has a 0.15% retinol. That's a really good percentage for a beginner. And if you're somebody who's probably not a beginner, this is actually a really good under eye well aging treatment. And I just gave away a little bit of an insider hack there. So if you are brand new to retinol and you want to start, this is a product that I highly recommend to you because you are going to be able to start at a beginner level of retinol, but the formula is supported by 2% bakuchiol. So you're going to have a lot of things in here, plus those other skin soothers that I mentioned to help prevent irritation and keep your skin calm while you adjust to using this. However, if you are someone who's probably already an expert and you're probably looking at the fine lines and so on under your eyes and you're looking for a retinol product, and of course there are many retinol eye creams and so on, this though, because of the formulation, because of how smooth and creamy it is, I love actually using this under the eye area, and it is a really good percentage for the eye area. And of course it has the bakuchiol, all that to really support that formula. Now when you get one of these serums from Cos De Baha, when you turn and you read, you are going to see that they say to apply this once or twice per week, and that is how you would generally start using a retinol product. Now keep in mind that honestly, before the Cos De Baha original retinol serum, I don't think I remembered seeing maybe 1 or 2 retinol serums from Korean skincare brands on the market. It was almost unheard of. You would find retinol generally from Western brands. In the Korean skincare philosophy, while they are huge on well aging, they're also big on not using like ingredients and formulations that are going to be very harsh and sensitizing on the skin. So once you're starting a product like this, definitely once or twice per week. I usually tell people start at 2 to 3 nights per week. You do that for 2 to 3 weeks. Once there is no irritation or no sensitization issue and you're going well, then gradually you just keep adding a night. You may get to a point where you're doing 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week. And if you are getting that in and you are doing that consistently, listen to me, that's enough retinol and you are doing great. If your skincare routine is going to accommodate and your skin is resilient enough to handle retinol every single night, by all means, no problem at all. You can very well do that. The idea is that you want to start at a lower frequency and gradually increase your application to find that sweet spot for you. Now, one of the big mistakes that people make when it comes to retinol use is they start at 1 to 2 nights per week and they never even try to increase the frequency to really get the benefit of retinol. If you are extremely sensitive and all you can handle is 1 to 2 nights per week, then great, then do that. And over the long term, yes, okay. But if you can increase your frequency and your use of the product, absolutely do it. The L2, again, it feels identical on the skin, the same base formula, same percentage of bakuchiol, niacinamide, etc. The difference is that this one contains 0.5% retinol. So this actually contains 3 1/3 times the strength of the retinol that is in the L1. So this is already a huge jump. And even if you are someone that has been using this almost every night, or maybe even 4 or 5 nights a week, once you're actually going to level 2, you want to start again at a very low frequency and gradually allow your skin to develop tolerance, and then you increase your frequency in terms of use of this product. If you can get it in 3 or 4 nights for the week, then that's great. You don't even need to try to go further than that because this is already a lot stronger than the first one. And then finally, there's the level 3, and this one contains 1% retinol. So this is twice the strength of level 2. So level 2 was already so much stronger than level 1, and then this one is twice the strength of level 2. So please, this is not for the faint of heart. If you're accustomed to just using like a 0.3% over-the-counter retinol, maybe from L'Oreal, Neutrogena, etc., then level 2 will be where you want to go next, because this is stronger than those. And then once your skin handles this well, you can absolutely go to trying level 3 if you think you actually need it. Although I have been using strong retinoids for a while now, like 1% retinol, and I have also used retinaldehyde as well. When I started to use this, I followed the exact same instructions that I'm giving you. I did only start 2 to 3 nights per week, and then I gradually built the frequency for my skin. One thing I can absolutely say is that with all of these formulas, I got zero irritation, and that's me personally. It could be different for you, but I would really love to hear if you've tried any of these in the comments down below. What was your experience? Did you experience any redness, peeling, stinging, etc.? Any irritation at all with the L series retinol from Cos De Baha? Finally, I just want to make a quick mention of this particular serum, only because it contains retinol. But this is also a newer release from the brand in the last few months, and this is their RT Retinol, Tranexamic Acid, and Cica Serum. So this, again, it contains the same base, the bakuchiol 2%, but this one contains retinol 0.02%. And this is their most gentle retinol formula. It also contains tranexamic acid 3%, it contains arbutin, and it contains Cica, which is Centella asiatica. Now, the focus of this serum is actually with regards to hyperpigmentation, to help your texture and tone. So the retinol in here is very mild, and it's here more so to help the overall formula and also to help the penetration of the other ingredients. However, this might be an option for somebody who is extremely sensitive but wants to deal with some spots. This might be the option for you, and this is a serum that somebody who is using it can easily get into their routine every single night. This is a product that you can also consider for your under eye area if you are dealing with probably some hyperpigmentation in that area, as well as some fine lines and some well aging, probably in the early stages. This would be a great serum to use in your under eye routine. We've come to the end of this video. I hope I answered all your questions with regards to this new retinol series from Cos De Baha. Again, I highly recommend it. This brand is not just affordable, but I really do enjoy the formulations. And I've noticed that with each new release of new products that they are bringing out, that the formulations, the textures, it's just getting better and better and better. And I don't know about you guys, but have you watched how Cos De Baha has grown in the last couple years? It's been amazing for such a small company. And let me just put in the disclaimer that this video is not sponsored. I've purchased these products with my own money, and even if it was given in PR, you guys could trust that I will always give you my honest opinion, my honest review, and my thoughts on products. I hope that today's video was helpful. Let me know if you'll be considering trying any of these or incorporating it into your skincare routine. If you have any other questions, definitely leave it in the comments below. I love engaging with you guys. And remember, I do these videos to help you find the right products, because if you don't have the right products, you have the wrong products. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care and thanks for watching. Bye.